Rolling Tin Fist.
Hello, man. So I heard at work that Microsoft released a internet bot called Tay, and an artificially intelligent bot. So it was released out on the internet earlier today, and what started out as an innocent piece of software slowly devolved into really a racist, quote unquote, well, not actually, quote unquote, the bot actually was manipulated by the internet, more or less, to devolve into really just a foul-mouthed, racist entity. And Microsoft pulled it offline and eventually made a statement that, and I'll have the quote right here from the TechCrunch article. It reads, "The AI chatbot Tay is a machine learning project designed for human engagement. It is as much a social and cultural experiment as it is technical. Unfortunately, within the first 24 hours of coming online, we became aware of a coordinated effort by some users to abuse Tay's commenting skills to have Tay respond in inappropriate ways. As a result, we have taken Tay offline and are making adjustments." So I found this very interesting because at first I didn't believe it. Being a techie myself, I was very intrigued and liked the fact that this was out here. But I'm not surprised by the results. But before I get to that, I was looking through some of the tweets that TechCrunch was able to provide before Microsoft had them deleted, and the first one has Tay making some racist rants. The next, denying the Holocaust. Another one, building the wall. Pretty much looks like Trump's quote here, or at least a paraphrase. We're going to build a wall, and Mexico is going to pay for it. And next, some not so nice things about Israel. And second to the last one is a picture of Anita Sarkeesian, who I've heard of tangentially, but pretty much, tuned out of that whole thing. And a little mark over her face, and a caption above it saying "guilty as charged." I got a kick out of that myself. And finally, again, another rant about the Holocaust. Did the Holocaust happen? And Tay responding, it was made up. Now, out of all seriousness, there's a lot of things here that people do find offensive. And, there's no dispute. And clearly, people took advantage of, new experimental technology, so on and so forth. But here's what's interesting, right? Some may see this as a failure, right? Because of the way things turned out. And from a typical software development standpoint, they are quite correct. This thing was released with a bit of bugs. However, from an artificial intelligence standpoint, okay, this actually was a success. And here's why I'm saying that. The whole idea of artificial intelligence is to get what is traditionally known as software, algorithmic based software, that is pre-programmed with a specific set of instructions to do predefined things, okay, to closer to, human sentient thinking. Whereas when a human is born, there are things it can do, it can't do, and it has the ability to learn and adjust, and learn and adjust, and learn and adjust, and grow, and actually not only take what is learned and execute what is taught, but also based on that history, come up with new outcomes that it was not previously taught or built with, and that's really the marvel. So the fact that Tay could go out seemingly innocent, not programmed to be racist, but spending several hours on the internet and taking feedback from the internet, becoming essentially a bigoted piece of software, is really a testament to how humans learn. As a parent, I can tell you, you know, when you have really small children, they're like tabula rasa, blank slate. Okay, and let's, for example, take a typical life stage before a child is 4 or 5 and actually goes out into the world, into preschool and kindergarten. So for that period, they may have daycare, they may not, but typically they're within the safe realm of their parents or their primary caregiver. And they're taught, for the most part, basic moral standards and values of behavior. However, once they leave the confines of that very structured home learning environment, they go to daycare. They start to pick up things. They go to um, maybe play dates and so on. The little things that they get more exposure to the real world, and they pick up data and they incorporate it. However, due to their immaturity and their development, they don't yet have the finer tools to be able to process basic communication and look for things like tone, inference, deductive reasoning, being able to weigh it against a set of values, a detailed set of values, a more robust set of values that can determine not only basic right or wrong, but, for example, the nuance between a friend, a very good friend, someone who has a history of treating you well and being good, telling you something or telling you to do something as a young child that is bad. Okay, children typically fail at that initial interaction because the prior data is the prior mode of interaction is based on data that says this person who's my friend has been good. Therefore, if Judy or Jack is asking me to break a window, I will do it because they have a history of being good. Versus a more mature adolescent or adult that might say, okay, I have a blueprint, robust blueprint of values and logic that lets me know, even though this person is my friend, they're telling me to do something outside of the realm of good behavior, and therefore my decision making complex is going to behave appropriately based on that. And that'll either be not doing it and letting my friend know I'm not doing it, or if the friend becomes persistent and is clearly overwhelming my moral code, dissociating with that individual. So anyway, I thought it was pretty interesting with Tay, and I'm going to continue to follow her exploits, and it'll be interesting to see what the next version Microsoft puts out. Take care.